everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. I am making flowers again. I don't know, I'm working on a digital right now, which you've probably guessed, but anyway, so I'm making some flowers for that, and I thought I would come on and show you guys how I'm making them so that you can make some of your own, kind of like the other little flowers that I made, these ones. So something similar, just a different look. So anyways, what we're going to do, I'm going to move this aside. You can see I just splattered that with the silver not too long ago. Is you can start with a base. I'm going to do a smaller version instead of that large version. You can start with a base, like this is a really thick cardstock. Cut a template out of it and then use the templates to draw petals if you want them to be similar to each other, you know, if you want them to all kind of have the same look. If not, you can just freehand it entirely. So it's just up to you what you want to do. So you can see here I've just cut out two different kind of funny little heart shapes out of the cardstock. So you're just gonna, and it doesn't have to look, you don't want it to look like, just like a heart, right? You don't want it to kind of just have that sort of appearance of being a heart for the petals. Or you can make them, you know, totally different than this too. Just do what you like. You can make them super fancy. These are just super simple. I figured these would be easier for more people to make. And plus this is kind of what I'm going for, is a simpler version. So see, that's all. Just cut a couple of those a little bit different from each other, just so they don't all your petals don't look the same. And then what I did was, if I can find, where did I stick my pencil? Oh my gosh, you guys, I am a disaster. Well, anyway, you're going to put these on here, and you can have it this way, trace it, flip it over this way, trace it. That way you'll get just little variations so your petals don't all look like the same thing. And then do the other one, trace it, flip it over, trace it. And if you want to do another one, trace it. You only need about 5 petals per flower. And then I punched a hole for the center of the big one. For the little one, I didn't have a small enough circle, so I just punched this circle again and then cut around it until it was roughly the size that I wanted. So that circle's not perfect, but none of these have to be perfect because obviously they're meant to have that look of like, you know, handmade paper flowers. I'm not going for realistic flowers here. This obviously that other one isn't even anything you might see anywhere as far as flowers go. But anyway, so I've already cut them, traced these, cut these out, and this is just a collage board. So you can make a collage board, or you could use scrapbook paper of, you know, maybe different colors or something like that, just so that every petal doesn't look exactly the same, unless that's what you want. If you're going for all the petals the same, then yeah, totally cut it out of the same paper. But it's literally that easy. If you don't have a lot of die cuts or punches that make, you know, flower shapes, or you just want that more handmade look, then this is the way to do it. So I hope you're all well today. I am doing well. Just still trying to get caught up. That's the only problem when I go anywhere. You know, because you come home, you got a whole bunch of laundry, and you have just life in general, and then getting caught up with all the videos, and which is fun, of course. I love making the videos because then I get to craft while I do it. But yeah, just, you know, it's just a little crazy. It's good though. Feeling much better. I don't have big, huge ankles anymore. They finally, today was the first day when they were totally normal. Yesterday, they were a lot better than the day before, but it's so crazy how big my ankles got. So anyway, I've never really had that problem before either, so yeah. But other people said they also have that problem when they go. It must be the sea level, or, you know, humidity, all those kind of things. So then I just took and started gluing them together. So these are just super duper simple little fun flowers to make. I think I'll do this one. Oops, I don't want them to get too overlapped. You kind of are overlapping, obviously. But I don't want it to get too much. So hopefully you guys will try these. Some of you tried, you know, did the other one. Well, not tried, you succeeded, but you did the other flower that we did together. And some people's were on Instagram, and they're super cute. I just think it's super fun when you guys do those. So yeah, that's all you're doing. You know, kind of put them together however you want to make, obviously, that flower look. They look kind of weird like that, and so that's kind of why you need something in the center. You could use a button. A lot of people used a button in the other design. Yeah, you could do lots of things. And then I just made these little leaves, and you could put one or two, however you want to do it. And then we're gonna just actually tuck it in there a little more. But yeah, I just thought these might be fun for people who maybe don't have a lot of dies or punches or whatever. Because, you know, we all know when we're starting out, it's tricky to have all the things, or, you know, if you just don't want to buy all that stuff, you can do your own thing. Okay, and then what I did was spatter it. I also did some embossing powder on that other one. I'll show you guys again. If I can get it to unhook from the other flower, but you can see the pink is embossing, and I just used glue and put dots and then put the embossing powder on and heated it with the heat gun, and that works just fine. I wanted them raised, you know, like little bumpy areas and stuff. Sort of like spattering, but a little bit different. I'm going to use this Distress Oxide Spray in Tumbled Glass. And this bottle, I think, is defective as far as the top, but it's kind of cool because it gets in the lid, and then you can just shake the lid and it comes out. It's just got a kooky top that keeps getting messy. But it's good. Okay. And then I'm going to use and just do little dots. It was just kind of fun to have the dots in the center, but you can do it how you want. If you've got the embossing powder, the Versamark stamp pad, I just don't have one of those. I don't use a whole lot of embossing powder, but I do have this pink, so I figured I might as well put a little bit. I'm just putting some squiggles. Because you could, if you have the one of those Versamark stamp pads, you could stamp like a spatter stamp or something like that. Would work really good to give you that effect. And it would be flatter. It wouldn't be like dimensional, kind of like this is. I'm going to take another piece of this, because I'm going to sprinkle that powder on, and I don't want it to be full of ink and everything when I put it back in here. And then you guys know the drill. You just if you have one of those cool things like Gail has from Stampin' Up, or I think you can get them on what do you call it? And there's some other places where it's stuck to the spray, and I'm fine with that. You just want it to stick so that when you heat it, obviously it's not just flying all over the place. I think you can get those little trays like Gail has with the brush on Amazon. Or you may have to use your own brush, I don't know, but anyway. Just do it the old school way. All right, I'm gonna go emboss that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. It's all embossed now, and lumpy and bumpy and great. So now we're going to spatter it with some inks. And I have the Winsor & Newton inks, if you haven't seen those. This one's white, obviously. And I think I used that other. And then we'll do a little silver too, just for some added interest. So you can, you know, do these how you want, obviously. You don't need to do multiple spatters. You could do one color of spattering, or, you know, skip the embossing if you don't have embossing powder stuff. I mean, there's, you know, always ways. There's ways to make it work for you if you don't have certain things, or you don't want it as busy maybe as this. Yeah, so you definitely don't have to do all that. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is make kind of a little pocket for this to go on using a guest check. And this is a avocado dyed envelope that I got from my friend Denise at Wonderbar Crafts. She has wonderful avocado dyed pieces. So yeah. All right, so what I think I will do is just kind of cut this envelope. I kind of want to frame the whole guest check, if you see what I'm saying here. So I'm just going to cut it about that much more so that the frame will be sort of the same all the way around. And obviously it's not going to be perfect, but it doesn't need to be. So my daughter and I are going to take a trip to Hobby Lobby today. I have my wonderful friend Emily that lives moved to Texas after her husband passed, and so I go and pick up flowers to put on his grave whenever she wants me to do that, and Memorial Day is coming, so that's what I'm gonna go do today, get some flowers. And so I'm just gluing this envelope shut. So you saw it was just a whole envelope. I just cut that end off, and now I'm just putting glue so that it'll close up right here. And that'll be the back. And this will go here. And we could, you know, let's do this little corner chomper. I'll use the smallest one just to give a little interest to these. You don't have to. And you could use the scissors and just snip those little corners off, and we will actually be able to have kind of a double pocket on this. You could make it a flip. You could hinge the guest check on there, make it a flip if you wanted to, but we're going to have it open at the top. So I am going to just use my circle punch and get that just a little thumb notch. And then you could also, when you put this on, just glue it on 3 sides and have a little opening here. So we'll do a thumb notch over here as well. So yeah, this is just a super simple little, no frills kind of pocket. Okay. I'm gonna just ink this a little bit around the edge. Want that pink to show still, right? It's not quite the same pink that's on the flower with the embossing powder, but it'll work. We'll just maybe ink this a little bit and see if that grungy it up a little bit. And I'll just put that there. Trying to think, do I want to do a little bit of stamping on that background, or do I want to keep it simple? I'm going to put this on here, about there. And got my little bag full of scraps that I fancied up, or whatever Louisa Heinzel said. I don't remember what she called it, but you know, making your scraps look a little bit more interesting, I guess. different like this is just cleaning off my paintbrush. And you guys have seen me do that too. The only thing is this ink does kind of come off a little bit. I think I might do something kind of like that. So yeah, I feel like I do need to do something to this. Maybe we'll do a little bit of spatters on it. Because I want to keep the pink for sure, you know. But it just kind of needs a little something in that background there. So we'll do silver and gold spatters to go with our flower. Okay. Get the gold. So yeah, this is a super easy project, like for somebody who's just starting out. I mean, obviously anybody at any level can do this because it's just an easy one, but if you don't have a lot of supplies is kind of what I'm saying. This is kind of a good thing because you can get an envelope. You don't have to have it avocado dyed. You could even dye it with food dyes, you know, food coloring, to get that kind of pinky color. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way. Gotta dry, so let's work on this a little bit. Yeah, I'm trying to think of things that, you know, if you don't have a ton of supplies, you can still accomplish some of these sorts of things because they're just pretty simple. You know, we all get our supplies together eventually if you do it long enough. But if you're just starting out paper crafting, it can be very overwhelming because you're like, I can't spend, you know, thousands of dollars trying to buy all these things that everybody has. So, and I do have some new subscribers. Welcome to my channel, and thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, thank you so much to all those people that have supported me for ages. I love you guys. And I so appreciate all of you. So I'm just going to put the glue on here. You could put it on the, this is that Tim Holtz tissue. You could use just regular tissue like that you buy at the store, you know, if you have some with script or lace, or just a color would work too. And thank you to all the people that have sent me birthday wishes, you know, kind words, tags to do a tag journal, and I will be starting that. I'm just trying to finish up the fabric frog journal. Getting there. I'll show it to you guys in just a minute here, so you can see what I did yesterday. I kind of worked on it all day. I'm just trying to get it done so that, because it is taking me a super long time, but I want to finish it. It's turning out so cool, and I do like it. It's just kind of been a long process. Okay, so we're going to just ink this a tiny bit too, since it's very white background on that Tim Holtz tissue. And then I'll just take this, and I know people always say, why do you put stuff down and then cover it up? Well, layering is really important. You know, this is more for people that are just starting out. but it really adds something if you've got different layers than if you just have a straight, you know, like one piece of paper down or something like that. It just adds a whole lot to have some layers. So that's why I do that. And I want to figure out where I'm going to put the flower before I put that piece of gold paper down. I kind of want this number to show, even though it's very red. And I want this maybe down here a little bit. That needs a little ink around the edges. This was just regular copy paper that I cleaned my brush off on. Okay, so put that there. Put this here. So yeah, I think that's just a super simple little project you could make. You could do a card the same way, you know, a greeting card. Mother's Day card would be good. Oh, Mother's Day's over, huh? I don't even know where I'm at anymore. What day are we on? Honestly, time is flying so fast, I can't keep track. And because I was away on Mother's Day, I feel kind of like it never happened. Because we usually like go to brunch and stuff like that. So sorry about that. Dingy. I'm dingy. I'll be the first to tell you. Okay. Or if you don't have like the Tim Holtz tissue, you could also use, what was I going to say? Oh, like a script stamp or something like that. If you have one of those, would be good. Or just some script from somewhere. Oh my gosh. Me and my shakies. And just trying to sort of center it as best I can. So now you've got pocket and a pocket in there. And then if you wanted to, when you put it onto your journal page, you can, you know, add another tuck spot here. So you would glue, well, that might be kind of hard. You'd have to glue there and have it more as a big tuck. I would probably just go with the 2 pockets and just glue the back and put it down. Usually that's plenty, you know. You don't need a million pockets unless that's really what you're going for. If you're doing a journal where you just want loads of pockets, then definitely glue it on however works for you. But yeah, there's our little pocket. And I don't really have anything to put in there right at the moment. I'm gonna have to work on that. But you could use, like, this is a time card, but you could just use manila file folder cut into a tag shape. Uh-oh, did I do my pocket closed? Oh, no, it's just got, sometimes when you dye stuff, it loosens up the glue on the envelopes, and I didn't check that. So that's something to always check, that all the flaps are gluing down right, because it's real tricky to get in here after the fact and glue stuff. There's just a little flap there sticking up, so it's grabbing a hold of my time card when I try to stick it in. So if you just get it glued, then it won't do that. Okay, so time card in here, or a piece of manila file folder would work. And then what would I put in that other one? Let's see if I've got anything just floating around. Library card would be cool. So there you go. and then that would just go on a journal page. I'm sure you guys can figure it out, but like this. So yeah, super fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you make some flowers. I would love to see them if you do. Super easy. You can just freehand and cut out all the petals so that maybe they're a little different if you like that look better. Or, you know, make your little templates out of some decent cardstock, and then you'll have them and you can use them whenever you want. So, okay, so I'm going to show you where we're at with this journal. I almost forgot to do that, so I've turned the camera back on, and here I am. So, what we have is, you guys have seen this one. That's that layered envelope thing. I added our little guest check, and we did this one super early on. I'm not sure if you guys remember entirely, but it was just a guest check pocket, and I had put this little tag, added some fabric. This tag is in my Ribbit digital download, and then this is also in my Ribbit digital download, and so are the little frogs. I shrunk those down from what their original size is, and this is one of my this and that labels. And then this is one of the flashcards that Karen gave to me, so thank you so much. And then this is one of those black and white bugs. You know how Tim Holtz has the ones that are just black and white. Let me grab one. These pieces that he has, oh, that one I got ink on, or yeah, ink, nice. I've just inked it and sprayed it and all that. That's how it got to be this color. So I tucked that down in that same pocket. So it could be used somewhere in the journal if whoever ends up with it wants. And then that goes in there, except I wanted the nature side, I think. Like that. And then this one, no, I didn't do this one with you guys. This is another one of the little window pockets like the one we did together. The one we did together was, sorry, I know we did one together. This one is the one we did together. So I just did another one, just in a different look. And this one has the bug that's in my Ribbit digital download. Or no, that one's in Croak digital download. And then some of my background paper. And just added a Tim Holtz piece, Tim Holtz stamps. This is in my Croak digital download. And here's another one of the Tim Holtz little flashcards. And I just inked it all up and roughed it up, you know, and it says found. And then it opens, and I had this green paper that I had dyed, gosh, a long time ago. And so I just added all kinds of splatters and sprays, and there's acrylic paint that's been thinned down as the white, and then this is all Tim Holtz Distress Oxides. I used the new blue that I have and the walnut refill, and then just added a little one of those like jewelry tags on a bulb pin with some beads, and those are beads from Karen, so thank you so much. So that goes in there, and I liked this paper with that. It was a pretty close, sort of a match. I mean, it doesn't need to match anyway, but okay. And you guys have seen this one and this one, and this one was I think the first one, and then that's that pocket that we did together. Or I did the pocket and then I added this. And it has tag in here. That goes in there. And then I also did, you guys have seen this and this, one of these little pockets that Gail Augustinelli was doing out of fabric. It's crooked. I thought I had it all pinned on straight. Did you hate that? But anyways, it's just a strip of fabric that you fold up and fold down. And I just, you know, stitched it on here. So it's a pocket here and a pocket at the back. And I just added all bits of fabric. Instead of doing, she did that fold down and it had like a scroll type edge on here. Instead of doing that, I just folded my fabric up, added all kinds of bits of fabric and thread and all that. This is a piece of fabric that Karen gave me. I added a bulb pin with some of the beads, and I had that leaf charm, and I stamped on the fabric here. So yeah, that's all. And this is from my Ribbit digital download kit, and I just backed it with some not eco dye, jelly plate paper. And then this little CD case is one from the, I think that's the Croak digital download. I just shrunk it down, and I got that idea from Carol Laws. And then this is one of the journaling cards that's in the Ribbit digital download. I just cut off the top tag part that was on it, and so it fits inside of this little CD envelope cover. And then you can see there's a flower back behind there. And those are all these digitals are my Ribbit and Croak digital downloads. And then you guys saw me make these the bugs, the stamp bugs with the spattering. That's from my Torn Paper and Ferns digital download. But anyway, that goes in there. So yeah, that's where we're at. So this page, this, how did I do this now? Okay, yeah. So this page here is all sewn together. You can see sewn around the edges. And then these two pages are all sewn around the edges. So I've got that all complete, basically. It's not sewn into the book yet, but it will be. And I've decided to take some of the pages, or they're not really pages, they're pieces of fabric, strips out of the center, because when I'm folding this up now already without even having the center done, it's pretty fat. And I also wanted to add back here, I'm not going to sew this closed. I want to leave this as a pocket, and I want to add a little, just a notebook. I'm not going to do a lot of decorating to it. It'll just be a notebook that goes in there. And so it's pretty fat already, and I figured there's enough pages without having them all here. So what will happen here in this center part is I think I will stitch along here and along here with these two pieces of fabric and the bottom, and have a pocket here, a fabric pocket here, and then actually that's not going to work either. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so I think what I'm going to have to do is stitch this like this, this, and this. These are the last two pieces of fabric. Okay, so they'll get stitched down here, along here, and up here. Then that will give me, when this is closed, the back pocket that I was just talking about. Okay, and then this one, that's not going to work either. See, this stitching part is very tricky, trying to figure out how to make it work, because this one is going to need to get stitched different. I'm gonna have to think about that. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. I may end up just having to stitch this across here, down here, and here, and just have this as an open sort of area. I could have multiple pockets. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to play with it and figure out what to sew first and all that. But anyway, it's coming along, and it's getting very fatty. So, but I definitely want this as a pocket back here, a big pocket to put just a kind of a notebook in. So anyway, that's where we're at. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll chat again soon. Love you guys. Bye now.